Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Um, Good day, Mr. Emmanuel. Can you hear me?
Yes, boss, I can hear you. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Before Harrison starts, I just want to give some introduction to the program, so as we kind of set the tempo and the whole idea. Um, we're all welcome to the Ethereum Node Operator Bootcamp. One of the things, or the some of the things that we'll be achieving during this boot camp is really just setting the pace right for everybody to be able to at least have an understanding of what it means to run a node, different opportunities in the Ethereum infrastructure space, the different projects or tools that are out there. Um, also it should give every participant that template to use when they also want to set up their own nodes, and also at least have a good grasp of running a validator node, whether for profit, whether for maybe probably an RPC node, maybe for your projects, right? And then the good thing about it is with this understanding, you should be able to play with any kind of blockchain network, whether it's Solana, whether it's Polkadot, right? It gives you that basic knowledge to see those network also from this same perspective, right? As we just keep going into the project, into the bootcamp, I will really urge everybody to kind of like come up with your questions, try to do your own research, be curious enough to like play with things on your own end. Um, there are tons of resources also that will be shared during this program, right? Um, um, there is everything that you need to know is open source. Like everything that you need to learn or get more details about, it's the resources are out there. So do try our whole best to like share a lot of resources and point you to some guides, right? But I will encourage everybody to like do a lot of due diligence on their own end, right? And then also come into the class with questions, right? And then be curious enough to like play with these things. So that's like what I would say right now, just to give us a basic introduction. So we'll be having these calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We'll see how it goes, depending on the outcome. If it's, but this is like what we have designed, and then we'll be having it every by 7 p.m. to 8:30, right? So we just intend to have like a 1 hour 30 minutes. We hope to like cover a lot during this time. Just like I said, we'll try to have this bootcamp is we'll try to have it as um, really a basic template or a basic structure for everybody to have a good grasp of running a node, right? Running a node, whether in any part of the world. So that's the whole idea. During this program, also, we hope to get some resource persons also come for like some few talks, right? But yeah, please do enjoy yourself and yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, Mr. Emmanuel, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Boss David. Really, really appreciate you for that. Guys, yeah, the sessions are recorded. Somebody's already asking that. Yeah, the sessions are recorded as you can see over here. So 3 times in a week, 1 hour, 1.5 hour. That's 1 hour 30 minutes. Yeah, to set us up to be able to run, have the basic knowledge of node running and just kick off with that. So, Mr. Harrison, I know you are already on the call, so you can take up the stage now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. So basically, I'm just gonna share my screen right away. Um, so this is more like uh, uh, a session to give us like a glance of what we will be expecting for the program during the course of the 6 weeks. So I'm going to run us through the curriculum, like the things that we'll be doing and for each week, and then also try to explain some terms, some basic terms regarding blockchain. So I'll try as much as possible to be fast and also to be slow in a way that everyone will be carried along. So without wasting much time, I would um, start with the curriculum. So I'm going to pull up my screen now. So just like I said, it's everything is fundamental, and the program is a 6 weeks program, 3 sessions per week, and facilitators are myself, Harrison Eze, and Casey Pele. So this course is basically um, it's structured in a way that whether you are new to blockchain, you're new to Web3, whether you have little or no experience, you'll be able to catch up. You'll be able to have a fundamental knowledge of blockchain, Ethereum, consensus mechanisms, different approaches or ways you can follow to set up your nodes, to operate it, and also to optimize it. So we'll also cover distributed systems like DVT, where you'd set up systems that helps that tends to enhance the performance of your validator. So it kind of distributes the validator setup in such a way that power is not on one particular validator. So it's more like you're splitting the the power amongst set of validators. So you're no longer having a single point of failure as the vanilla setup for validators. So you would also have um, glance understanding of different staking solutions. We also introduce you to different blockchain protocols like Obol, Lido, Rocket Pool, amongst others. So by the end, I strongly believe that you'll be able to have a basic understanding of blockchain for those who are new to it, and you'd also understand how Ethereum itself works as a blockchain. And Ethereum is leading in terms of distributed ledger. So we also learn the consensus mechanism of Ethereum, how it tends to how validators or how validator nodes within the network agrees, how they validate transactions, and how they also add um, transactions to block, and how they also add blocks to the blockchain. So we also understand basically this revolves around the rules of validators. So you also gain practical experience on setting them up, understand DVT properly, and yeah. So basically these are like the things. And what you just need is, you really don't need, just like I said, you really don't need any programming experience to get started and to become an expert. What's required is your curiosity and your willingness to explore, your desire to seek knowledge, ask questions, seek for support, and everything, anything, whatever you need is available out there on the internet. People, there are people who have this the knowledge or who have the key to your problem, so you can easily reach out. Um, so that's basically what you need to 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 be on the map on this map, right? Okay. So and the learning objective, I've most of what I've explained is still the same thing. So for the week one, the first week we will be covering blockchain. So blockchain, there are different types of blockchains. There are private blockchains, there are public blockchain, amongst others. And so I think what most of us are familiar with are public blockchains. I'm not 100% certain about this, but yeah, blockchains like Ethereum, it's a public blockchain. Private blockchains are blockchains that you can see that are running on some enterprises. So we are going to like demystify all of these concepts and make it very clear for everyone to understand. So so having a proper understanding of blockchain and decentralization, having understanding of the core idea behind blockchain, because there is a reason why everyone is talking about blockchain and why everyone is pushing for the adoption of blockchain. So we are all going to understand all of these concepts and the whys. Then also how it works, also how decentralization is important, and how it is specifically important for Ethereum, and how validator nodes tend to make this possible, how distributing your validators across different geographical location, how the how it tends to eliminate a single source of power, like how it decentralizes or spreads um, things that has to do with validation and consensus. So all of these things are things that you will understand alongside basic or common terminologies like blocks, node, immutability, smart contracts, Byzantine, fault tolerance, amongst others. So that's like basically what you understand on like the first week. So on Monday, we'll just cover blockchain and some important concepts. Then Wednesday, we'll go a little bit in to explore Ethereum and its role in the ecosystem, and also compare it with other blockchains, alongside other concepts too that are specific to Ethereum, like EVM. Then we also talk about consensus mechanisms, so you'd understand how, because if people are talking about world computer, how you can run a machine on your system and that machine can participate in consensusship, like how that machine, how your laptop can, validate transaction, participate in the network, um, and also add blocks to the blockchain, things like that. You understand how these things work, and also how other other blockchains too tries to ensure consensusship in its operation. So there are different types of consensus mechanisms. We are going to explore that and compare. So it's not just proof of work and proof of stake. So there are quite a number of them. So all of this will be covered during the process. And on week two, we'll go a little bit deeper, one more. Um, so we will also explore the node, understand these nodes, understand what is required to set them up, um, have proper understandings of clients. Basically, clients are just softwares. So how these softwares work together, we'll have a proper understanding how they communicate. Is it through API? Is it through RPC call? Um, is it through some engine? You know, you uh, have that on that proper understanding. Um, so we will also talk about DVC in in a distributed system. So and the benefit. So we also explore other protocols that are that have DVT at the core of their innovation. So you would understand these things, how to also set them up. We would also be sharing important resources alongside. Um, So, and then staking, or you then understand why you need to stake in the Ethereum network, and then how having your stake in the network helps you to do the right thing, to perform your role as a validator in the network. So, and also how you can stake. So all of these things will be demystified. Um, then week three will then go more in depth around staking. So how you can set up your validators on the Ethereum testnet. So testnet first, because that's more like a playing ground where you test a lot of things, just play around things without actually compromising your real funds, without putting your real money um, at stake. So you participate in the network, but you're using testnet tokens to to do that. So we are going to show you how you can achieve all of this. So then deploy your first validator. So, but basically, the these parts are more of theoretical for now. Like the first, so I would show us when we'll get more dirty into the process. So, but basically, for now, within this week, we will just be covering the theoretical concept, because if you're able to understand the whys, the reason, it becomes very easy um, to know what you're doing, and also why they are doing it the way they are doing it. So, having the theoretical understanding first gives you that proper understanding of how it works, the mechanism. So, so would also introduce you to OBO and SSV. So these are like different protocols too. Then you explore staking opportunities. There are still on those protocol, they also offer, try to um, build solutions, or build systems that makes it very easy for people to participate in the network, for people to become validators without really paying the huge sum that is required to stake as a solo staker on the network. So ideally, if you want to stake on the Ethereum network, you need 32 ETH. But if you are staking through Lido, it's then subsidized. So I think now the for Lido, it's now fully permissionless. So we would also introduce you to these protocols and how they make your participation as a validator seamless. So yeah, then so okay, yeah, I think we then go a little then have like a practical session from here. So so yeah, basically show you how you can deploy your DVT, and then also introduce you to, so for week 4 we'll also introduce you to how you can monitor your nodes, and then how you can troubleshoot some issues if they eventually come up. So we'll introduce you to platforms that would help you do all of this. Yeah, yeah, basically that's just it, because you also need to understand how you can optimize the performance of your node to earn reward uh, properly, like to enhance your reward. Then we then go more advanced. So show you how still on DVT, right? So and how OBO works. Then show you different ways to deploy your DVT. Um, then we're also going to prepare you for minutes deployment. Show you how you can deploy using Launchpad, using uh, different approaches, right, to just go live on minutes. So all of this uh, will be demystified. Um, yeah. So then, so the final week is more of reviews and then showing you real world opportunities, showing you different career paths, showing you different um, opportunities that you can, maximize. So within the Web3 space, there are quite a lot of uh, areas that you can explore. Um, it could also be like a career path for you. So you can, it will definitely run you through all of this. So you have like a better understanding of how you can prepare yourself to further explore or go deep into um, any of those sectors or any of those areas. So there are quite a lot of them, and right now, I think there are because the whole idea of running a validator is becoming um, common. It's more like is something a lot of blockchains are now trying to adopt. So even some recent blockchains that are coming into the Web3 space, they try to have validators um, running on their network. So there are there are still a lot of other things that they are doing. So sometimes I think some that I'm seeing recently, you can also run your validator on your browser. There are like light nodes that you can run on your browser and also on your phone to support the network. And this is also introducing new path, so and also new career path basically. So you can also be running nodes for different blockchain um or for different ecosystems, and you'll be earning reward. You can also be like a someone who works as a support person. You assist onboard other people into the validators ecosystem for that particular blockchain. So there are quite a lot of career path or opportunities that you can explore around um, blockchain, around validator nodes, around staking that could earn you some money. And yeah, so basically that's like what we'll be doing in the final week, exploring, showing you, pointing you to these areas that you can explore. um so yeah, that's basically what you should expect during the program, the boot camp. And trust me, you're going to enjoy the ride. It's going to be an insightful and so it's not like we are officially starting today. So just okay, let me try to clarify. We officially started today, right? But going deeper into what we are, the teaching, the lectures is officially starting on Monday. So today is more like introducing you to what you need to know, what your expectations should be from us, and how you can prepare yourself for um for the program. So before I try to like explain some things around blockchain, I would also love to hear from us. Let's know our backgrounds a little bit. I want to know those who have been in this space for a very long time, and also those who knows a lot about validators. But I'm also very much interested in those people who have zero or no knowledge around this, so that we can all work together to support you, so um, you can utilize or maximize this opportunity. So basically that's all about the curriculum. So over to us. I just wanted to like hear, if you are new to the Web3 space, can you just identify maybe um React? Okay. Kelvin. Okay. All right, that's good to know. So if you know about Web3, you know about blockchain, you know about Ethereum, but you have very little knowledge around validator nodes, about running a node, can you just react and just identify anyone? Okay, so I'm not seeing anybody's hands up. All right, so okay, um, so for those people who are new to the system, who doesn't really know about blockchain, or you've been hearing about it, but you don't know how it works, you don't know how it operates, and something that you've been looking forward to exploring. um I'll just try to like explain in some ways within my so I'll just try to like explain maybe from the idea point of view, like the whole concept, why people are talking about blockchain, and then why everybody is clamoring for the adoption of blockchain. So basically we know that the new internet is, or the future of the internet is, um, the internet where power is in the hands of the users, not really in the hands of some giant companies, some firms that have large data centers or database or servers. So, um, so um, traditionally, or the web 2, in the normal web 2, your social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, when you sign up, you when you sign up, you're giving them your data. When you sign up with your email, you're telling them your name, you're giving them your email address, your date of birth, and also if you choose to upload your profile picture, you're also giving them your pictures. And all of this information is stored in a centralized database. It's been stored somewhere. So well, because most of these platforms like Facebook, the you're not paying, you're only buying data to use the platform. You're not paying to access the platform, so it's more like you are their product. So it's what you give to them. So anything you give to them, you're you're giving them power over that thing, because you don't have control. So if you upload your picture, it is being stored in their database, and you are not an admin in their database to say, okay, you know when to delete it and when not to delete it. So basically you don't have any administrative privilege to perform such action. So you then so that's like what the whole web 2 offers. So your data is not in your own hands, it's in the hands of those people who owns the system, and you have to do a lot of work to get those data. If at best it's even impossible, except Mark Zuckerberg, for instance, Facebook, then you can talk to him, sir, please, I need my data and I don't want you to sell it or give it to any other person. So something like that. um yeah, so that's like just the idea of web 2. So web 3, so people saw that these things is a these are issues, because those companies, they really don't care about your data, they don't care about privacy. So they they can sell your data to other people, other companies or other firms. They earn from it. They also show you ads, you view ads, you and stuff like that. So so a lot of people saw this as an issue, and then this is just one aspect, right, of the web 2 that web 3 is kicking against. Other aspects is more like having a distributed network, where that systems are distributed everywhere, and anyone anywhere can run those systems, can participate in the network. So this is also another aspect of another solution that the web 3 presents. So there are quite a lot of them. Also around cryptography, encrypting and decrypting, stuff like that. Smart contract also. So all of these are things that make web 3 what it is, and why people are seeking or clamoring for its adoption. So um, so all of this then brought about blockchain, brought about innovations like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and the likes. So that's basically the idea. Um, and um, So yeah, basically because of all of this, so when they now started doing all of these things, and when you're trying to solve a problem, you're also creating another problem. You might not really know, but you are creating another problem somewhere. So when they now started having blockchains, there's also the need to for how transactions are being validated. Let's say when someone sends a transaction, how can the network, if you're saying you're building a world computer, if you're saying you're building a machine that you can kickstart anytime and you can join the network, how how does the machine knows the state of the network at that particular instance? How does the machine knows that today we processed 100 transactions, and the transactions are valid? There is no wrong data type and stuff like that around how the data are being captured. So all of these are like things within this space that Web3 is doing. So um so yeah, so all of these concepts started coming up. And then for Ethereum, before, it was okay, you would need to solve some mathematical, you need to crack crack a puzzle. You need to find a number, a valid number that would crack a particular code. More like just solving compute or computing basically. So you so you so that, but basically this is proof of work. So the miners just try to solve the puzzle to validate transactions. It's just them showing their computational power, right? So those that are able to compute faster and able to crack the code. So we'll go more detailed in with this. It's just me trying to play around and trying not to use more technical terms for the benefit of those who are new. So you just it's just like they tell you x plus 3 is equal to 5. What is x? So that validator, that person that is able to find the value of x, solves that equation. So that's just basically what the proof of work entails. But this requires a lot of energy, because the computation is large. It's something that you need a lot of processing power to do. The computational power has to be high. So it's not like the basic maths that you just like one plus one, is two. So it's quite complex, and the machines that you need to run all of these things are energy intensive. So alongside other drawbacks, other things that were considered a limitation in the proof of work consensus mechanism, and that was why, for this reason and some other reasons, Ethereum then switched to proof of stake. So in proof of stake, what you just need to do is just have something at stake. You just deposit certain amount of ETH to have that power to validate. And if you try to compromise the network, um, if you try to do something unusual, you then you'll be penalized. So you'll be slashed. So it means that amount of, if you deposited as collateral, certain percentage or certain amount will be taken away from you if you don't perform your duty as a validator. So um all of these then are things that started coming up into the protocol and also into the ecosystem. So it's easy to say that, yeah, validator has to like validate transaction, propose new blocks, confirm transactions, and also earn rewards. But the mechanism, the how these things happen is not as easy as anyone can just think, because these are distributed systems, and they are systems that tries to, is more like, so for those who are maybe you've been building applications for enterprise, like large scale enterprise, you know that a lot of them are pushing for, they are heading towards the use of microservices, where you know that this service has this particular role, and it's not like you're just having one service doing a lot of things. So for a particular, let's say you have an app that um let's say social media app, for instance. So you could just have a microservice would that its job basically would just be to like log people into the, to just like login service, something like that. It will just handle the login feature, and like different parts, just having a module, breaking these things into modules so that these things are able to run independently but also able to work together. So that's like the whole concept, right? So but for the block, for the in the blockchain world, um there are things like synchronization, um how you need to like make your own node to catch up with the state of the entire network. So, and there are different ways to do that. You can also try to update the state through snapshots, and things like that. So so as we go on, we would have better understanding on how all of these things will work. But the whole, what I'm just trying to say here is that, for everything you see in the Web3 space, there is a strong why behind it. And that why is also tied to the philosophy behind um, having a distributed system like the blockchain. So, um, and all of this, so from why node is important, because you, from node you then understand how a lot of things happens, right? So if, even if you're just like a smart contract developer, you know that when you build your application, you compile and you push, you deploy to the network, and then you, maybe your application requires that, um, for you to approve a transaction, you need to use your open MetaMask, sign the transaction first before it then goes through to the network and for validation and stuff like that. So this, all of these things, there are like strong whys to it. Although because of how the Web3 thing is, a lot of people have been talking about how it is complex, how it's difficult. So there are still more concepts coming around, account abstractions, chain abstractions, interoperability, and stuff like that. So all of these things are also trying to abstract some complexities around the Web3 space. So, but basically, all of these things, you would be understanding the whys and also see the reasons why, um, people or ecosystems or um, uh, leaders, global leaders, are fighting or making ends meet for a lot of people to come into the Web3 space. But yeah, that's just um, the whole idea, right? So because there are some limitations that the Web2 presents, and Web3 has that solution, then we just need to go to the Web3. At first it was Web1. So Web1 is more like you're just able to read. So it's like anything you see in the internet is just you can see it. Your eyes will be able to see the text. You can read it. You can use your mind to read it, that okay, this is a text and it's saying this, it's saying that, or this is a blog post, but you cannot interact with it. You cannot comment. You cannot the interaction is more like you now sending something to that page, and then it's now going to the person that owns the page, the person being able to see it. Like when you upload your profile picture, you're doing it from your phone, but it's going somewhere. So you're interacting with it. When you click the like button, something is happening somewhere. You're interacting with it. You're seeing the changes happening. So that was what the Web 2 offered against Web 1, since it was just a read only. So, but so because I think it's because sometimes when you have certain privilege, you then feel like you can abuse it. So that was what really happened. So a lot of those companies, they now had like a lot of access to people's data, and most times the people don't even care. So but um now we are now seeing reasons why we should care, because how can I be talking to my friends about something, and when I open my Instagram, I'm seeing that thing, or I just try to search something on Chrome, I go to Facebook, I start seeing a lot of feeds around that thing and things like that. So it means they are playing around with our data, because how are they able to know all of these things if they are not in one way tracking our behavior, our patterns, and our lifestyle? So right now it's becoming a serious problem, because when something is people have been doing something and it's now causing more problem. Like everybody's now aware, so it becomes a problem. So yeah, that's why people are now saying, okay, Web3 promises this and that, and yeah, it's able to solve all of this. So basically, that's just it. Um, it's just a run through and to like uh, clear the air, and I believe I've just been able to say something. Yeah, so basically that's just it, and we are really looking forward to working with you all to see how you can um, learn and also become a participant in the at the protocol level of this any of these ecosystems, because it's also very important. You not just being a consumer, you not just being a user, you not just being someone that is seeing the changes or seeing the innovation that is happening, but you're also a participant. You're also you're a doer. You're part of the people who are driving the change. So that's basically the whole idea, and I'm really looking forward. I'm really bullish on this, and looking forward to seeing how everyone benefits from all of this. So for now, thank you very much for your attention, and that's all from my end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harrison. Questions? Are the recording going to be available? Yes, yes, recordings are going to be available. Working on that. Another question. Okay, so today is just a start. Like Mr. Harrison has said, please come prepared. Starting from Monday, we're going back to work, and we look forward at the end of this program. Trust me, a lot of people will be able to kickstart their career, not just a career, but then kickstart, with the knowledge that is being provided in this 6-week bootcamp. We encourage that you take it intentional as much as possible. Please put in the work. Please make sure you're available for the session, and we look forward to having a great time with you guys. Thank you very much. Stop the recording right now, and we'll see next week.